career with Coach Braum, then went to Cal, and now returns reunited here where he's had the most success.
And Joe, from a physical standpoint, he's not overly impressive. He's got average arm talent. Decision-making has been inconsistent, but Joe, he makes really good decisions, and that's where his experience shows up. He's played a lot of football. He's really good at reading coverage, and generally the ball goes where it's supposed to go.
And he has playmakers surrounding him with Jordan in the backfield. Plummer. They go with the inside screen to Chris Bell. Remember, it was Chris Bell who incurred the penalty to start this game. Alex Safari with the tackle for Kentucky. Jordan with the carry. And just a couple of yards for Jawar Jordan before he was taken down against that very talented front. Silver making the tackle.
2 good plays early for Kentucky's defense. That's pretty impressive too, because Louisville has been a fast starting offense this year. They've scored touchdowns on their opening drive. In fact, 5 of the last 6 games. I think Brian Braum, their offensive coordinator, does a really good job scripting the first 8 to 12 plays. They practice throughout the week. They feel like they know the looks they're going to get. And right now, a 3rd and long situation early. It's a good start for Kentucky's D.
Third down and 6. Plummer steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to tuck and run, and he will have the first down out to the 42-yard line.
It's a really nice decision there by Plummer. We were talking about the decision making earlier, just crossing routes underneath, nobody open. You see some green grass ahead of you. He's not Lamar Jackson, but he can go get it himself, and he does, and this drive stays alive.
Plummer gets it out quickly. He goes to Thrash, and Thrash past midfield.
Jamari Thrash, a guy that has a hand injury, just had hand surgery a few weeks ago, missed the Virginia Tech game. He's their leading receiver. He's very explosive, but these last 2 games hasn't been overly productive. So that's a good sign for this Louisville offense here early in the game, getting #1 going.
$11 yards to Thrash. Fakes the short pitch, and Plummer goes ahead and rolls his way for a gain to the 38-yard line.
You know, Jesse, Jeff Braum says that Thrash has a big old lump on his hand from that surgery where that incision was, so he's wearing a brace to protect that as he continues to recover. Braum said Thrash hasn't been as big of a difference maker since the surgery, but he applauds him for continuing to go out on the football field and make plays for this team. He says he's giving us everything he has, and we commend him for that.
Lorenzo on 2nd and 1, trying to bounce it, and instead he'll lose yardage as J.J. Weaver came up with the tackle of Isaac Lorenzo.
Well, you've got a 5'11", 180-pound receiver, Kevin Coleman, who's trying to block 6'5", 244 Weaver out here. That's not a very good matchup if you're Louisville offensively. You see Jordan trying to bounce that thing outside, and you got to keep that thing, I think, in between the tackles, understanding what's out there and who your blockers are.
Play by Weaver defensively. Can they get the stop on 3rd and 1? Jordan straight ahead, and he's wrestled down right near the line of scrimmage by big Deon Walker, maybe the most physically imposing player on the field today.
He has been dominant all season long. He's listed at 6'6", 350 pounds. All year, people cannot block him. Louisville's going to have 2 guys give it a try. Nobody gets it done, Joe. He's the one guy on the field today that I think starts for Georgia or Alabama. That's how good Deon Walker's been.
4th down and 1. They're 8 of 14 on 4th down this year.
Deion Walker's on the left side, probably don't go there.
Jordan has it easily, as it took Trevin Wallace to get him from behind, but it's a first down for Louisville.
We were just talking about it. You're thinking maybe it's going to be quick. That's Deion Walker. That's the guy you want to go away from. And out to the right-hand side, Nate Kariski at tight end gets a nice seal block, and the drive stays alive for Louisville.
Good job by Austin Collins as an extra offensive lineman as well, getting around that edge. So he's playing right guard right now. Ninth play of this drive for Louisville. Plummer on first down with time, checks down, threw it a little high for Jordan, who goes ahead in the leg drive, picks up 11 yards.
They're really excited about Jawar Jordan because he's been dealing with some hamstring injuries and some knee injuries these last couple of weeks. But they said this week in practice he looks like his old self again, and he can do this for you. Nothing's open downfield, just get out 4 yards, turn around on the check down, get north right away, and get what you can get. He's not the biggest running back at 5'10", 185, but he's more physical than his size would indicate.
Plummer off play action. Downfield to the end zone. Incomplete. No flag. The intended receiver was Jimmy Callaway.
Jimmy Callaway going down the middle of the field. He's being covered by Andrew Phillips at corner, who's a guy that a lot of offenses have tried to challenge deep. That time in good position. They weren't fooled by the fake toss, and on the back end, very alert for the Wildcats defense.
Plummer gonna run it again. Split defenders and have another first down. So Jake Plummer getting it done with his legs.
Well, Jack Plummer is a good enough runner just to force you to honor it defensively. And you've seen examples of that on this first drive already. Scrambles, design QB runs. I don't know if anybody on their bingo card had Jack Plummer toting the rock as much as he had here early in this game.
High formation now with Dwayne Martin in at fullback. Jordan behind that big back as he twists his way inside the 5-yard line before Weaver made the tackle. 9 yards for Jordan.
Well, Dwayne Martin's a 260-pound fullback. That's not normal, and he's going to go lead the way. These pro-style runs, attitude runs, downhill, getting hits in the second level. That time it was Jordan Lovett, the safety, that had to make a business decision. I don't want to be blocked by this guy. I'm just going to kind of try to skirt around him, and it opened up a little crease for Jordan.
2nd and 1 where they go with a big package, including Sylvester, the offensive lineman, wearing number 97. Jordan straight ahead, ball came out at the end as he reached out, but they're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal.
Well, this play is supposed to start off to the right-hand side. There's a little bit of penetration there, so he cut it back. That left shoulder down on the ground. The question is, did the ball come out before that left shoulder went down? Mark Stoops calling a timeout. He wants them to take a look at this. I don't blame him.
The ruling on the field is that the runner was down. Zion Childress, starting safety for Kentucky, is slow to get up at the end of this play.
Here's Jordan at the end of the run. He kind of runs into J.J. Weaver. It looks like that right elbow hits the ground, but the question is, what was happening to the football in the left hand?
Here's the elbow.
The ruling on the field was that he was down,
correct.
So you need inconclusive video evidence to have to overturn this.
There's the forearm and the elbow down at that moment. With this play officially under review, as the ruling on the field is that the runner was down and it would be 1st and goal Louisville.
Jordan Lovett gets his hand in right there to knock it out. And did that ball start moving out of his left hand before the right elbow hits the ground? Elbow down. Where's the ball? I don't know if there's enough there to overturn it, Joe.
Which means that it would be first and goal Louisville.
It's really, really tight and really, really close.
After video review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Meanwhile, you can imagine the reaction from Kentucky head coach Mark Stoops. And you can see, that's the universal signal for, hey, we need to slow things down. Perhaps somebody has an injury that would be better.
Yeah, he grabbed his own hamstring.
That's right.
He's like literally giving you a visual demonstration.
Here's what I need.
What you need to do right now so that we can get this play reviewed.
Remember, you have a tender hamstring, somebody on that defensive front.
Now, remember last week against Miami, you talked about that extra offensive lineman, Trevante Sylvester, in the game, number 97. He caught a touchdown pass against the Hurricanes last week. Brian Brahman, offensive coordinator, has been very creative down here in the goal line. You see number 97 there is a big athlete, 280 pounds, transfer out of Houston. He's kind of a big tight end anyway with his build.
So he's in the game on the outside of the right tackle. The big fullback's in the game in front of Jawar Jordan. First and goal. Jordan, with all that beef in front, goes in for a Louisville touchdown on their 14th play of the drive.
Martin, the 260-pound fullback, one-on-one with Trevin Wallace. It's about 240. It's going to be a meeting right here. And Louisville gets the win. They're trying to play you in a phone booth. When they line up with fullbacks and tight ends, they condense the field and they get the angles, but we talked about how Louisville has really prided themselves on being a physical football team, and you see it show up week after week in the run game.
Nick Lopez is the new kicker for Louisville. Came in last week, had success, gets the start this week. That drive went 8 minutes and 19 seconds. Steady, reliable, marching down, and Jawar Jordan bringing it home. 7-zip Cards. Cup. I think it weighs 110 pounds. It's like a weight of a jockey at nearby Churchill Downs. Barian Brown on the return for Kentucky. And Brown weaving his way out to the 28-yard line. 7-zip Louisville. Kentucky's only had 5 plays. They'll be out there on offense when we come back.
Ball as much as possible today to get him into a nice rhythm early.
Davis going to test that left side. A good pursuit down the line and into the boundary for the Cards.
Okay, Ray Davis has been one of the great surprises of the season. He's a big play waiting to happen. He's got so much ability with vision and quickness and power. He can catch the football and take it the distance. For the majority of the year, he's really been this Kentucky offense. And I've said this all along. Whenever you watch Kentucky play, there's 1 or 2 plays a game where number 1 does something and you just say, wow. But you're right, he's got to be a more disciplined runner in this game, not run away from where the blocks are, because they need to force feed him the ball.
Leary, incomplete, trying to go over the middle to Key.
And that's a catch that Key needs to make. Part of the reason why the passing attack has just been so inconsistent has been drops at the wide receiver position. Ray Davis picks up the blitz. Leary's got time to throw this. I know that's not out in front of the receiver, but that's one that Dane Key needs to make. And now because of the drop, it sets up 3rd and long against a very good pass rush from Louisville.
On our first drive, Kentucky got to the Louisville 48, ran 2 plays, lost some yards, had to punt. Can they convert a 3rd and 9? Leary, they pick up the pressure. Goes downfield and gets it complete to Brown. Quincy Riley had coverage and Barion Brown with the big play.
Jarvis Brownlee is coming off the edge on a blitz. Ray Davis picks this up and stones it, and that's what gives Devin Leary an opportunity to throw a perfect back shoulder throw to Barion Brown. Working against Louisville's best corner, Quincy Riley. There is no defense for a perfect throw, and that was phenomenal execution. You get a drop from Dane Key, the play previously, and then perfect execution by all 11 guys on that one.
25-yard reception for Brown. They go jet here. This is Brown now. Look at him high-stepping. Little Dion shuffle as he strides out for 10.5 yards.
I like it, though, and they can do that, too, with his speed and his explosive nature. They get him going in the jet game. They get him going in the reverse game, too. Everybody on defense is keying in on number one in the backfield, but if you time the jet right like they did there, you can find some positive yardage handing off to Barry and Brown.
Good-looking drive for Kentucky. Can they cash in? Reverse. Back to Leary downfield. And incomplete as he was trying to connect with Brendan Bates.
They're trying to double pass into the boundary. Brendan Bates at tight ends trying to block and block and block and then release on a wheel route. But Louisville played that really, really well. Devin Neal at safety, number 27. You're going to see him here on the left side. He doesn't get fooled, and he runs with the tight end down the boundary. Help break this play up. It's a high point. It's one certainly Brendan Bates would like to have back. But a little trickeration early from Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator, Kentucky.
Davis surges ahead before he's met by Ben Perry.
These third downs all year have been tough against Louisville. They've been so good. And we talk about those bare fronts and how they like to mug the line of scrimmage. Right now, coming into the game, they're giving up 29% on third down, 11th best in the country. They try to confuse your schemes up front in pass protection. That's part of their success. They've got guys like Ashton Gelati who can get after you and win those one-on-ones. This is a big play early in the game.
Third and 7. Leary pressured right away and brought down by Gelati.
This is a bad job of pass protection up front because the right guard and right tackle don't touch anybody. Burton and Flax just let him right here run right through the middle. They're thinking 5 guys are coming. Louisville only brings 3, and somehow nobody blocks the guy that has 10 sacks coming into the game.
Jeremy Flax barely got a finger on him. Best defensive lineman for Louisville comes in free on a critical down. And that'll be the end of the first quarter as Ashton Gelati